Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. 15 matches have passed during these playoffs. A total of 4 gameplay events throughout this festival season have passed. Countless amounts of players have been clamored to get to this position. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you with the final match of the Apex Theater, and with this, we mark the official beginning of the 6WC main stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce you to the 2 finalists that we have today. It is gonna be Xerillia versus zaviii. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gami Crayola. I've been your host, and joining me in the VC is, of course, you know him, you love him, the lovely Philoxen. Philoxen, how you doing, man?
Thanks for the introduction. Well, those two players are the only ones left in the Epic Theater. They went through a lot of crazy challenges, played against a lot of strong players, and finally now they are facing each other in the final match that I'm really excited to see. On the left side of the ring, you have Xerillia, the player who absolutely swept his semi-finalist opponent, which was Camo Smuko, and man, it was an obliteration. And on the right side, you have zaviii, a player who actually managed to defeat Philoxenia in his semi-final match 5-3. And Philoxenia played out of his mind, but still looks like zaviii has learned from his past mistakes, and he is ready to prove us that he is no weaker than Xerillia and will try to put up the greatest performance that he can in this match.
Yes, Philoxen, but I think the looming presence in this lobby, or definitely the more overwhelming presence in this lobby, is gonna be the left side today. It's gonna be Xerillia. I think through and through, Xerillia has been the strongest player that 6-Digit has ever seen. So strong, in fact, like there are countless amounts of allegations mounted against them. But what is said, I mean, Osu Support said it as well. Xerillia is legitimate, and Xerillia is here to wreak absolute havoc. I think, Philoxen, these two players are just so interesting to me because this really is the combination of commitment and talent. Both of these players are very, very hard on practicing pool. They are very committed to a lot of the events. They're very committed to performing well in playoffs. And I think it's something very respectable, especially given how both of these players are relatively new to the scene. I mean, none of these people were present during the previous iteration of the World Cup, and they just kind of came out of nowhere and started making waves in the community. And it's very interesting, right? I mean, 2 newcomers coming in, and beating out players like Philoxenia, players like Akayu, who've been in the scene for a long time. And it's very, very interesting to see this new talent evolve into such a looming presence, not just in playoffs, but in the World Cup as well. So I think going into this matchup, we definitely have a show to watch. And I think the main question is, I think Xerillia here is the villain of playoffs. Through and through, they've shown complete and utter dominance during all the festival events. So it's gonna be up to whether zaviii is able to topple the king, who is Xerillia. So, I mean, Philoxen, what do you have to say?
I totally agree. I know zaviii is on his absolute best run of his career so far, probably beating Akayu 5-3, beating Philoxenia 5-3, some of the most experienced 6-digit tournament players, some of the most successful ones. But on the other hand, you just have Xerillia, who literally swept Camo, the core player of the Philippines 6APC roster, the winning team of 6APC. He just swept Camo as it was nothing for him. And he previously almost swept Storied opponent, which is, I believe, second by power in Europe individually. So, yeah, man, that was 5-1, and Xerillia is once again showing his famous consistency and his famous practice of the pools, and this is why he is so notorious for his performance. And we're finally getting to the ban phase. So I believe we can talk a bit about it because, well, it's very important. And looks like zaviii was banned in first. His first ban was DT2, a very classic ban for zaviii. He banned that map previously in his 2 matches. because this map is very challenging, 260 DPM, doubles and triples, and some light tech elements as well as no mode 1, just a pure consistency check that Xerillia is very notorious for. And Xerillia banned Hidden 1 with Hard Rock 1. So just getting rid of those consistency jump picks, which I believe the logic that he goes with is kind of like these two maps are just the easiest ones in the pool. So I don't want to give zaviii opportunities to play those easy maps because the easier maps are usually just RNG. So fair enough, and we're finally getting to the pick section.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, Philoxen, right? But it seems as though zaviii, interestingly, is also opting to go for that same strategy. The Nomad 1 ban is also one of those more RNG picks. So then again, you know, zaviii responding with a very, very similar ban to Xerillia. Of course, the DT2 perhaps suggesting a potential weakness in, you know, speed or techie maps. But then again, Xerillia did hold out an incredible, like, 800k score in a previous match. So if zaviii saw that, if I was zaviii and I saw that, I would definitely ban that out as well, 100%. But with that said, Philoxen, we are going to kickstart this match on zavii's pick, and it's going to be a Hard Rock 2. Everything has changed. This is your standard, you know, cookie cutter Hard Rock 2, really just testing your consistency and ability on, you know, that CS 6.5 AR10 map that, you know, is the epitome of Hard Rock 2 as a skill set. But without further ado, let's kickstart the final match of the Apex Theater on this Hard Rock 2. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, man, if you ask me, that's a very surprising pick from zaviii because he never picked that map against Philoxenia, and now seeing this as a first pick against Xerillia is very surprising to me. But it looks like zaviii is confident in what he is doing. So far, both players have 99% accuracy, actually identical accuracy, and the scoreline is not moving at all. Well, the map itself is just 3 minutes, I would say very constant jump precision, Hard Rock 2 aim. So yeah, man, I don't know what to expect. The first KI is starting and looks like both players still matching each other's accuracies.
Yeah, that's right. It's still very, very close between both these plays, and this is what they're known for, right? The practice plays. They know this map, they know the rhythm like the back of their hand, and it's just showing their accuracies right now. It is just a standstill between both of these players. And I think zaviii, honestly, you mentioned how he never picked this against Philoxenia. It's important to note, zaviii knows his audience. Xerillia is a very diligent player. He's watched all of the streams in order to scout his opponents for this point. Perhaps zaviii was saving this pick for later. But then again, I mean, beating Xerillia on this kind of pick is definitely easier said than done, I think. Especially right now as we are getting into the next KI. The accuracy is still very close, but it's slightly leaning towards Xerillia's side. It's really gonna be a battle for first miss at this juncture. Second half of the map, no one giving an inch to each other. It is still so close on the thread.
Man, even considering accuracy, zaviii is a super strong accuracy player. But I think the kryptonite that he has is exactly Xerillia, because Xerillia is even a more strong accuracy and finger control player. He is well known for assessing all of the maps in his top plays. And I believe, oh my god, this doesn't gonna matter because he is finding the first break.
That is absolutely detrimental for Xerillia. That tenuous score lead that zaviii was holding throughout, you know, the first 2/3 of the map has completely obliterated in favor of the blue side. The scoreline is just absolutely climbing towards zavii's side right now, and he is eating good going to this last quarter. I mean, if you could see the scoreboard right now, I mean, this must be very, very ravishing. But unfortunately, zaviii does find a miss. It does not matter whatsoever. At the end of the day, the early combo that zaviii exemplified in the earlier stages of the map is all he needed to secure this first point. Then again, Philoxen, we see it. zaviii knows his audience. This was a secret tool that he was just pulling out. He kept it completely hidden throughout his last match with Philoxenia. He knew Xerillia wouldn't know about this pick. And what do you know? zaviii walks away with a first pick point in favor of himself. That's exactly how you want to kickstart a match.
Yeah, man, Zavi didn't pick any Hard Rocks in match with Philoxenia, and that actually made Xerillia think that he is bad at Hard
Oh,
Rocks. But it looks like it was part of his plan. The manipulation worked out really well, and this is a very strong start for Zavi. I think this is the closest that we have ever seen anyone get into FC in that Hard Rock 2 map. But now Xerillia is replying with his signature map, which is Hidden 3. And if you look at the SR, I said it multiple times, it's 4.4 stars.
me when I
But
lie. Me when I
yeah,
lie.
bro, but don't let the SR trick you. This is one of the hardest tech maps in this pool, and I believe in a 5.8 star rating pool, like in general.
That's right. Very well said, Philoxen. I think this is one of those maps where it hits the like it's ironic because it's the lowest SR map in the pool, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but it is also one of the least accessible maps in this pool. This map is tech incarnate. It is slider tech. I mean, Onumi maps are typically known for having this very slidery genre, and this map is no exception whatsoever. Already in the earlier sections of the map, you just see Xerillia exemplifying that much more comfort on a map like this, but the scoreline is still very tenuous, as we have seen in similar fashion to the Hard Rock 2 that we've seen before. In fact, their accuracy is going to even out quite a bit as we move deeper into the KI. As of right now, the score lead is in favor of Zavi, but as we've seen, small misses can begin to shift anything at any time. So these players need to be kept on their toes. Both players find a trade, and it is still dead even between both sides. It is so close, Flockton.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to say that in terms of accessibility, Xerillia is more comfortable on the map because he is actually the only one to FC that map in previous matches out of everybody. But now it's gonna be a different case because Xerillia found a break, but it was traded by Zavi, and later on Zavi found another one. So now it's a small advantage that Xerillia has. But in terms of accuracy and combo, it's very tight, and I wish best of luck to both of the players on the second and the third case, because those are the hardest of the sliders that we are ever gonna see in this pool.
That's right, Philoxen. The break comes in. Both players know what is at stake, but I think that smoke from Xerillia perhaps suggests he is confident about this map. And that's one thing that Xerillia definitely is known for, right? Being the strongest player in the tournament, there is some level of ego that has to go into some of these plays. And as of right now, both these players, despite not being typically known for falling to nerves, Xerillia is going into the second half, I feel, with complete and utter confidence. But we're gonna have to see how it goes. The sliders come in, the extremely spaced patterns come in, but both players completely unfazed, walking to the last third of the map with their combos intact. But it's gonna get more and more precarious from this point on.
This is getting so intense. Both players hitting that crazy reverse slider, and both players are dropping some 100s, but it doesn't matter as long as they both are holding. And this is favoring Xerillia just because of a 40 combo advantage. They are just nailing those sliders, and these are the hardest part of the map, but they don't care.
I mean, it is still anyone's game, Philoxen. I don't know if there's gonna be enough map, but there is still a quarter of the map left in the tank. But I just don't know if the rest of the map is anywhere it provides any opportunity for these players to find a miss. It is still dead even. It can switch over at any second. But I just don't think there's gonna be enough time. That slight combo and accuracy advantage is really playing in favor of Xerillia right now.
Oh.
And as the final slider comes to claim these players, ladies and gentlemen, we have a match. Both players ending off this map. Ending off the first picks of this map 1-1. I mean, this just goes to show, right? These players know their shit. They know what they're doing. And they have prepared, they've planned out their picks beforehand. They are locked into the zone. And this is the match that we have to see.
That's right, and it looks like Zavi is getting the taste of his own medicine. When he was playing against Philoxenia, there was so many maps where the difference was just so small, and Zavi would usually come out as a winner. But now it's Xerillia taking over the lead that Zavi had, and now it is 1-1 match score. But Zavi already proved us that he has improved a lot from that postcard from map event, where he got actually swept by Xerillia in quarterfinals. Now starting off really strong, and it's still a tie between two of them, so good improvement from the side of zaviii, and we will see what he is deciding to pick, and this is gonna be DT1.
Whoa, okay. DT1 is a very interesting pick, if I do have to say so myself. I mean, it seems as though zaviii is really playing into the, high AR genre or high AR style of map that he's, won that Hard Rock 2 on. And given how perhaps he saw Xerillia going for that hidden 1 and Hard Rock 1 bet, maybe he's feeling a bit confident on this DT1. I think, Philoxen, this DT1 is sort of the epitome of RNG, especially with both players at this caliber who are very strong in their mechanics, who are capable of getting high act FCs on these very high SR maps. This map is a high SR mechanics map that both players are capable of playing, which means that we could even see an ad game on a map like this.
I mean, I'd say so, but right off the bat, both players drop in a couple of 100s. Also, I believe this is the only map that Xerillia lost to anyone before. He lost it against Satori Dupont, and up until the match against zaviii, it was the only map that he actually lost the point. So a reasonable pick from zaviii, but even on that map, Xerillia previously got 900k, so he will really need to pull off a crazy performance. zaviii beat Akayu on that map, so he looks really confident, but not. Oh my god, but not with that break.
Yeah, that is not a kind of break. Finding that miss is not the kind of miss that you want against a player like Xerillia, because any sort of opportunity, any sort of opening that you give him can spell absolute disaster for you. Despite, and you're looking at the accuracies right now, and Xerillia is just exerting complete and utter dominance in both fronts, both combo and accuracy. There's nothing Xerillia can do at this juncture until they find a miss. But zaviii is gonna be the one to continue to find breaks on this map. The scoreboard opens. Xerillia is confident going forward. I mean, there is just nothing zaviii can do at this juncture. Xerillia needs to find a miss, and this is the largest score difference that we've seen throughout this match. Xerillia is looking very, very good from a momentum standpoint.
Yeah, man, zaviii understands what mistake he has made, because when you're playing against Xerillia, you need to expect like every single worst outcome, because this is what's happening when you're playing against an all-rounder. 98% accuracy so far FC in the map, and I wonder if we will see another FC, because this man has already FC'd around 6 or 7 maps in the second week of the Epic Theater, and I'm pretty sure he is confident that he will be able to FC that, and let's see if it becomes true.
That's right, and as the last seconds of the map come in, the only question is how far can Xerillia take it? Can he take it home? It looks like he can. 1.14 mil score coming in from Xerillia. What a performance, and that must be an incredible mental boost for yourself. I mean, taking your opponent 2-1 on his own pick with almost doubling his score has to be a very, very good boost to your ego and boost to your confidence. Instantly going for that DT3 pick, wanting to double down into that DT skill set that he showed complete and utter dominance on.
Yeah, man, that DT3 pick, Xerillia already showed us his crazy performance on it previously by FCing the map itself. But zaviii, on the other hand, also showed a crazy performance against Philoxenia, I believe getting around 700k score, so there is definitely an FC potential, but for some reason it looks like zaviii is not in the lobby. What is going on?
Perhaps getting himself accustomed to the map, this map, Philoxen, right, is sort of your it's sort of your speed, or a lot of the skill set that this map has is mainly gonna focus on, that slow aim. That a lot of old maps tend to test, Scarlet Rose is one that definitely comes to mind, but I think more pronounced is sort of these hard turned DT maps in tournament, which definitely has more of this, unique flow alt style of map. This map at the end of the day plays like a 140 BPM map, but there are a lot of kick sliders in this map, and there are a lot of sharp angles for you to play. So that's it. It's gonna be very interesting to see these players perform on a map like this, and it's gonna be And I'm definitely looking forward to see whether these players can replicate the previous scores that they've, or the previous shows of dominance that they've exemplified in their previous matches.
Well said. Um, yeah, I don't know. This map leaves like it just gives no mercy to any of the players because it's just constant aim control. Like you cannot even adjust your pen or your mouse or whatever those two are playing on because I'm half convinced that they are both robots just based off their scores. But anyway, looks like both of them hitting that first intersection really comfortably. 99% accuracy from Xerillia, 96% accuracy from zaviii,
Oh, that's
and
bad.
yeah, that's kind of bad. Oh my god, Xerillia. Oh, yeah, Xerillia is still holding an FC while zaviii is dropping early into the map, which didn't happen before, and this is not looking great for them.
Yeah, that's right. We go into the KI. Xerillia still holding that 99% FC. I mean, this is just an absolutely dominant show from Xerillia right now. 90k score diff against zaviii, bringing the heat. Xerillia needs to find a miss for any chance for Xerillia to come back at this juncture. And I mean, it's gonna look more and more rough as the map draws on. We're moving into the second half of the map with no end for Xerillia's dominance inside. But as the KI opens up, both players find a miss. And that is just going to continue to stagnate this quality, especially zaviii continues to struggle to find the combo he needs to make this comeback. The accuracy is just gonna work in Xerillia's favor at this juncture. 3% at lead going into the break from Xerillia.
Both players they do understand that they will not have an FC on the map, and it's only 140k score difference, so it's actually zaviii will be able to bring back that score difference just if Xerillia breaks one more time. But the thing is, Xerillia only broke once throughout the entire map, while zaviii already has around 3 or 4 breaks throughout the entire map. So in terms of stability, it's more on Xerillia's side than on zavii's side. But the build up for the last TI is happening right now. Both players are recovering really well, but it's all gonna matter who will hit that TI that is starting right now.
That's right. I mean, at this juncture, I don't think there might even be enough time for zaviii to make the comeback. The match is almost over, and Xerillia is not showing any signs of slowing down. 500 combo and counting. zaviii has just passed that mark, but as the map comes to an end, that is going to be Xerillia converting that breakpoint into a lead, a 3-point lead in favor of himself. That is a very, very good way to take yourself into the mid-game of this final playoffs match. And I mean, at the end of the day, right, zaviii definitely had the potential to beat them. It's just that when you're in the moment, there definitely is a lot of room for those nerves to seep in. And I think we saw that claim zaviii here in about a 200k score difference in favor of Xerillia. The pick is going to go back into zaviii, and the only question is, will they be able to sort of slow Xerillia's momentum down? Given the sequence of the pick, zaviii definitely has the opportunity to sort of even things out, at least from a scoreboard standpoint. But, I mean, the pressure is on.
I think if zaviii pulled up the score that he had against Philoxenia on that DD3, he might have had a chance. But now he got a bit unlucky, and that allowed Xerillia to just secure his point. Now it's 3-1, and zaviii will really need to think of the strategy. He still does have a couple of those hard rocks, which actually worked out. That hard rock 2 is the only map that he actually managed to win against Xerillia, so maybe this is the strategy that he should choose. But if not, then I don't know what to suggest, because man, Xerillia is super consistent on everything. But it looks
again,
like
right?
yeah.
I mean, then again, Philoxen, you're mentioning these hero picks, but the hero picks are some of the hardest maps in the pool, right? And do you really want to go for skill cap checks against the strongest player in the tournament? That's the question I want to ask. We're gonna go into It's Always a Good Time, and this map is by no means easy by any extent of the word whatsoever. There is a lot of mechanics that get tested, a lot of mech tech gets tested in this map. And although we've seen zaviii clear points on hard rock before, it's really, you can never know what Xerillia has in store on a map like this. So I mean, all blessings towards zaviii going into this map to try to even things out. But I just don't know. I just not feeling it for zaviii right now. But then again, what does zaviii even have?
Yeah, zaviii just has to pick something that he feels confident on. This map is 1 minute and 30 seconds, the shortest map, but in those 90 seconds, pure hell will happen to the players because this is,
There we
as
go.
well as Hidden 3, one of the hardest maps, and we are already seeing in the first quarter of the map some crazy sliders,
Oh.
and Xerillia is going to be the first one to fall. So far, zavii's strategy is working out.
Yeah, that's right. Perhaps I underestimated zaviii a little bit. zaviii now holding that combo and accuracy lead for himself. About 100 combos separating both of these players. And for what it's worth, this is a very, very short map. Clocking in at only 1 minute 30 seconds long. The combo will matter, but zaviii misses right before the free combo section of the map. That's definitely not what you want to see. Now Xerillia has all the leg room he needs to slowly drag the scoreboard back in favor of himself.
Yeah, right. zaviii still having the accuracy advantage, but Xerillia has the combo. And now the second PI is kicking in. Xerillia is holding through zaviii as well. What are they doing? I think this is the best pop-out that we have seen, but zaviii is gonna break first.
Yeah, that's right. Egg drop coming in from Xerillia, but it doesn't matter whatsoever. zaviii having as many egg drops as Xerillia, and it's about the combo that speaks so loud on a map like this. 500 and counting in favor of Xerillia right now as he comes to the end of the map. What a performance from Xerillia, and what do you even do, dude?
Yeah, man, Xerillia just managed to hold through the hardest section of the map, which is the second half of the map. He actually FC'd the entire second KI, and this is super impressive. 4-1, another breakpoint after another, and zaviii is in a very desperate situation. This is only best of 11. Xerillia only needs 2 more wins to get the grand prize and to win the Epic Theater.
That's right. Oh my goodness, the pressure really is on zaviii. You've lost 2 breakpoints, and your opponent has basically shut down every sort of outlet that you were looking to exploit, right? You've seen Xerillia beat you out on the high AR. Now Xerillia has cancelled out your Hard Rock 3. You don't want to go into hidden against Xerillia, and the DTs are just completely out of your control. You've banned out the DT2. You're clearly not comfortable on the speed. The mechanics wise, Xerillia has that edge on you. So what do you even have to play at this juncture? Xerillia has the entire pool at his disposal to try to secure this win. The only question is, what will they go for? I mean, if I had to guess from Xerillia, definitely looking a bit into that No More 2, perhaps that No More 5 as well. But honestly, knowing Xerillia, perhaps we'll see a No More 6.
Ooh, very interesting, because considering zavii's FC on Nomad 6 previously against Philoxenia, that would be a risky pick if you ask me. I think zaviii even managed to get better accuracy than Xerillia on Nomad 6. So this is one of the, I believe, zavii's picks that will be favored to him. So if I were zaviii, I don't know, man, maybe something like Hidden 2, but we will discuss that later after Xerillia's pick, because it's his pick right now, and I think there is a lot of opportunities that well, he can try out. For example, Nomad 4, which is very similar to the Hidden 3 that we saw, but just because of how close Hidden 3 went, maybe it will not be Nomad 4, and looks like it's gonna be Hidden 2 from the start.
Oh man, once again, another skill cap pick to boot. I think zaviii by no means is a weak gimmick player, but Xerillia is just very well known for being a very well-rounded player at a very high level of competency. So this Hidden 2 pick definitely makes a lot of sense. AR7, the main difficulty of this map, I wouldn't even say is the beating, especially for both these players. This map isn't actually the most dense at all. It's all about the aim and the challenge of being consistent on a map when you have that AR7 in conjunction with that hidden to just throw you off so much. Accuracy is going to be very hard to maintain, and combo is going to be even harder to maintain on a map like this. But then again, of course, the favorite on this kind of pick is going to be Xerillia, given how it is their pick. So we'll be able to see how this goes down.
Right. I'm also very excited about how both of those players will hit the last jumps of each KI, because those are the hardest parts of the map. And we saw many strong players just shatter on them, like Philoxenia and zaviii himself as well on some of those. So this map is definitely challenging for someone who who is as strong as Xerillia as well, I believe. Because so far no FCs on the map, and I believe even in 6WC4 itself there was like one FC at maximum. Yeah, and that's it, and no one else.
Okay, wait, pause chat. Everybody come back onto the ground. zaviii kind of making me eat my words right now. 98% Ag FC alongside that miss from Xerillia. That's gonna be a huge score lead that they're gonna be able to compound going into the second third of the map. But will zaviii be able to hit this KI? We've seen them fumble right before the slow section. Will they be able to do it? Ooh. And they make it till the end of the KI. That's gonna be very, very good for zaviii. That's gonna be a lot of distance that he can clear going into this more calm section of the map, second half of the map, and things are looking up for zaviii.
That's right. Now they just didn't need to shit miss, but that's what they did. This is the same thing that happened to Philoxenia in his own match against zaviii, and this is why he lost Hidden 2 against him. But now, once again, zaviii taking the taste of his own medicine. Xerillia is not breaking at all. The second KI is starting, and the score is shrinking rapidly. The second KI, the major part, the hardest section of the map is gonna hit us in a couple of seconds, and Xerillia really needs to break right now if zaviii wants to have that win, and this is what's happening.
That's right, Philoxen speaking it into existence. Xerillia finds that miss, but zaviii finds that miss as well. Chain misses coming from these players. Holy crap, who pulled this in a 4-star? Who pulled this in a 5.5-star pool? The match comes to its end, but it's still 30k between both these players. Pause. The map isn't over. AR7, accuracy, 10 shiftings.
But it's not
everybody
gonna be enough.
Waiting in silence. And it's gonna be enough. Everybody heave a huge sigh of relief. zaviii has taken a breakpoint back from Xerillia. Not clear, not out of the woods yet, but that definitely is progress, and that is going to slow Xerillia's momentum down, preventing them from taking this match to match point. zaviii really fighting for scraps here, and it's very, very nice to see him win out this point on Hidden 2.
Man, each point that zaviii just takes is extremely difficult to get. That hard rock 2 was close up until the end, and the same thing went for this Hidden 2. Xerillia is not letting zaviii chill even on his own picks that he is feeling best at. In fact, wait, that's a breakpoint. That's a breakpoint from zaviii. It was Xerillia's pick, so now zaviii really needs to think about his next pick and get another point. And this is gonna be Nomo 2. This is the thing that I have been waiting for. This is the cursed map. This is the map where Camel Smuko lost to Philoxenia when the match score was 4-5, and this allowed Philoxenia to win. And this also was the map when zaviii and Philoxenia had 4-3 match score. zaviii picked it and won. So this map really it just stops the players before getting to tiebreaker. This map just shattered a lot of dreams of many players, but now zaviii is his time to shine on the map, because he already FC'd against Philoxenia with 99.6 accuracy. That's an astonishing accuracy, and we will need to see if he will be able to replicate that score right now.
Composure is so important on a map like this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nomi Nomu Relentless Current, the Grand Finals Noma 2 custom song from Nomi Nomu by Nomi Nomu of Core 6-3. Core 6-3? Yeah, that's right. We are getting straight into the stream heavy section. Both players still neck and neck in terms of both combo and accuracy. But Philoxen, we've seen zaviii fall so many times to an unlucky mistimed miss in the middle of the map. Will history repeat itself? That is what we are here to see. As of right now, both players still very stagnant in the scores. It seems as though Xerillia, in fact, finding a bit of a shake as we get into the, out of the first KI, as we get into the second half of the first KI. This is where the stamina comes to claim these players, and here's where it really starts to drain. you know, at this juncture, your left hand might start to affect your right hand aim. And we are seeing egg drops coming from Xerillia right here, right now. The pressure is on.
Yeah, man, I wanted to mention that Xerillia previously had his weakest skill set, a stamina skill set, exactly. And this is what we're seeing right now, even though he improved it a lot. Still, against someone like zaviii, who is a mechanical main, with just 99.7% accuracy, still have seen the map, this is gonna be really tough for Xerillia, even though he's one of the strongest players in the tournament, if not the strongest.
Yeah, both players making it into the final KI. This is where it gets so tough. 200 BPM, the flow wave, the most intense it has ever been in the map. The XL, D-Cell, Xerillia is feeling it right now, but it doesn't matter. Combo prevails above all. If zaviii finds a miss right now, there is still chance for Xerillia. If Xerillia finds a miss, it is already over. And as Kiyu mentioned, this is a map where the nerves begin to build up. The song does not do it any favors whatsoever. The largest streets on the map, Xerillia is clinging on for dear life. But zaviii, stoic as ever. 99.75% X hits the slider streams and is moving into the last few seconds of the map in absolute dominant fashion. Double FC! But at the end of the day, Xerillia fell just short, 1% short of zaviii, of 4x100 on a 200 BPM stamina map. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the match you came to see.
Oh my god. This is the type of map that zaviii is just stronger than anyone in the world right now, I believe. This is the map that he sat all Philoxenia's hopes to the grave, and now he did the same thing with Xerillia, just absolutely gapping him by accuracy. Xerillia is a super strong accuracy player, but not on this Nomad 2 map. zaviii was really feeling it today, and he is definitely going off right now, and now we will have to see how he will face the challenge of No Mod 4, another super challenging map that Xerillia is very favored on.
Yeah, that's right, Philoxen. You know, Philoxen, I think we've seen this map a lot in tournaments, I think. And in fact, I believe you and I played it in match, like 1v1 with each other, right? And I think the best way to describe this map is volatility. This map is very easy to cheese. Like, the combo game is not the hard part about this map. It's about the accuracy and your focus. There are a lot of slider ticks in this map, a lot of buzz sliders in this map, and a lot of weird slider reading density patterns in this map. Pennsylvania is one of those maps that tests your overall focus on the map and your overall comfort of this map. This map is not for the faint of heart, but I think both these players are more than capable of giving us a show on a map like this.
Man. And the worst part about the map is that if you actually want to get good accuracy, you are very likely to break. But knowing Xerillia's consistency and his ability to just nail those sliders like Malichevsky, but in 6-digit, we know well that he will be feeling really comfortable on the map. But looking at zaviii as well, seems like he came prepared for the map. 95% accuracy versus 96. They are just feeling it right now.
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, I would like to mention, I think both players sort of giving into the pressures of these huge sliders. But for now, Philoxen, we made it to the end of the first KI. Both players with their combo still intact. That is the prerequisite. But if you drop your combo, that is a huge opening for your opponent to take advantage of. Accuracy be damned at this juncture. These players need to cling on to dear life for these combos. But we get into a few interesting slider streams, I believe, at this next juncture of the map. We get into the next KI, and the bus sliders become the main attraction right now.
Yeah, man, the fact that no one broke so far is already crazy on itself, but it looks like zaviii is breaking, just as I'm saying that, followed by Xerillia trading him. It's a combo reset, and zaviii having the very small advantage just because of the combo, but the accuracy once again is on the side of Xerillia, and zaviii is just shit missing.
I think Philoxen is just as lost for words as I am. I mean, misses coming in all across the board. Zaviii finding that unlucky shit miss, and Philoxen, we come back to the consistency, the focus that is
Oh
required.
no.
And it seems as though, Zaviii just happened to lose that focus. We get into the final KI of the map, and here is where things get interesting. Xerillia needs to find a miss in order for Zaviii to even begin making that comeback, but Zaviii finds another miss as well. That's not gonna do him any favors. 300 combo in favor of Xerillia right now, and he is not giving an inch whatsoever. I think this might just be curtains for Zaviii right now. I mean, Xerillia has just been known for displaying these levels of dominance. Xerillia finally finds a miss, but Philoxen, is there gonna be enough time?
No, I believe this is not gonna be it. Even though Zaviii managed to lock in that 200 combo and now approaching 300, it's just not enough of the map left. And bro, don't get me wrong, Zavii's score is super impressive. 370k score, this is something that I could never get, and a lot of the Epic Theater players that already got eliminated, they also would struggle to get such a score. But it's the fact that you're playing against Xerillia, one of the most notorious D rankers in 6-digit, and his 500k score is just leaving everyone with no questions of why he is winning right now and is getting the match point. It's 5-3, it's Zavii's pick, still nothing is determined, but the pressure is super high on Zaviii.
That's right, Philoxen. I think this is an expected outcome if I was Zaviii from this map. I mean, your tech picks have all been dominated by Xerillia. I wouldn't be too stumped at this juncture if I lost the mod 4. You still have 2 more picks left. You still have 1 more pick for each player. Now's the time to lock in, stick to your guns, know what you can do. Philoxen, I think this is a no mod 5 angle from Zaviii.
You think it's Nomad 5, and I would honestly say it's either Nomad 5 or I would actually like to see Nomad 6 more, but it looks like it's not gonna be happening. Looks like Gamil got the perfect prediction. It's gonna be a carry beam cannon last boss, a 245 BPM bursty speed stamina check that Zaviii FC'd previously, and looks like he is really confident in what he is doing, despite the fact that he lost his Protect, which was Nomad 5 against Philoxenia, getting only 600k score. I think right now Zaviii is feeling better than ever. He is definitely on the run. I've seen many maps and even taking a break point from Xerillia, which is super rare in the 6-digit scene. But yeah, we will see how this goes.
Yep, call me absolutely jaded, but I'm so excited to hear throughout the entire map. But finally enough, at this juncture, Xerillia has a knife to Zavii's throat. He is threatening match point in these last 2 picks, the most crucial 2 picks as we move comfortably, or well, uncomfortably if you're Xerillia, if you're Zaviii, into the end game of the final match of the Apex Theater. Everything counts. There is nothing holding these players back, and there is nothing left to lose for these players. Both players gung-ho, racing towards this no mod 5, not looking back whatsoever, and they need to put their 101 into this map if they want it. Opening up this map, Zaviii already has a solid accuracy lead, but then again, Philoxen, once again, I want to highlight the importance of combo in a map like this.
Yeah, that is correct, because last time Zaviii was once again winning Nomad 5 against Philoxenia and having a crazy accuracy advantage, but he was the first one to fall and Philoxenia securing an FC. So even though right now Zaviii is gapping him by 2% accuracy, he's really one of the best accuracy players in the scene, it still matters, the combo still matters, and Zaviii really needs to focus on that a lot as well. Because one break and Xerillia, even though having the worst accuracy, he will just run away with the lead. And if Zaviii manages to just fail, then, well, it's gonna be 6-3 and the Epic Theater will be over. But now we're getting to the more intense typing section of the map, and both players are just nailing it. Zaviii with 99% accuracy versus Xerillia with 96. Both are still holding an FC, and seeing that break and seeing both scores of each other is gonna build up the pressure even higher.
That's right. When the last 600 combo of the map This is where the pressure sets in. Oh my goodness, Philosopher. I'm sitting at the edge of my seat. Very happily so, given how, you know, zaviii 99% act right now, looking very, very good. But anything can happen in this last quarter. Any miss from zaviii could spell the end. I don't want to jinx it right now, but Philoxen, I am so scared for both of these players. Xerillia right now just knocking at zavii's door with a hammer, with an axe, like Michael Myers right now. The pressure is on, and zaviii, but so does Xerillia. It is so close, and the score once again stagnates. Script writers are going crazy, but it was a bancho. Osu is script writing for us. Xerillia fights a miss. 7K, 7K, 2 players, it's gonna be a spin to win. And ladies and gentlemen, why did zaviii stop?
You had a chance.
Nah, that's
No.
12. That's
Oh my
12k.
goodness.
You couldn't spawn in time, but
Oh my goodness.
No way.
What the hell, dude?
Man,
That just happened.
zaviii didn't
That
even
just
miss on a stream. It was just, I think, a miss aim or something. It was a singular note.
That just happened. I can't
No
believe
way.
it. I can't believe it. A final last pick in a valiant last attempt, a valiant last dash towards the finish line. Both players stumbled, both players fell. But at the end of the day, Xerillia will be walking forward as your champion of the...
oh,
Honestly, Philoxen, he is just claiming his crown here.
Yep, I totally agree with that.
Yep, thank you.
Well, this
Thank
is
you,
yeah, this
thank
is
you,
different.
Philoxen.
No, you just lagged, unfortunately.
Oh
for
my
a bit,
goodness.
but yeah, it's
This
all good.
is
It's all good.
This entire playoff season has been a slaughter from Xerillia, and there is absolutely no one who has come even close to beating off Xerillia in this entire playoff season. And I mean, this is just him walking up the throne and claiming his crown. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating Xerillia and crowning him as the strongest 6-digit player, the strongest D-ranker above them all, and your Apex Theater final champion.
Alright guys, applause in chat. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the Epic Theater. Xerillia will be securing the grand prize, which is 1 year of also supporter plus animated banner plus, as Gamili already mentioned, the title of being the strongest 6-digit tournament player of 2025. Following him is gonna be zaviii, the runner-up, getting 4 months of also supporter and animated banner, and the third place is gonna be Philoxenia, securing the animated banner. So this is your top 3. I would say a super fucking stacked top 3 that you would want to see in the Epic Theater, and this is exactly what happened. So I'm really happy with the result.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's been so long. Like, there has been so many events, there's been so many matches that have led up to this point. And frankly speaking, I'm just happy it's over. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially come to a close for the 6WC festival period. There have been a lot of ups and downs, all the downs being the numerous amounts of things that we have thrown into the server. And for that, I am very, very sorry. That is definitely a thing to take note in the future. Jesus Christ. But I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that, you know, across all our incessant, annoying things, across all of the scuffness that has happened through and through throughout this festival season, at the end of the day, this festival season was made for you, the public, for you, the player base, and we are just so happy to see all the people that are very, very interested in seeing, very interested in participating in the festival season. When I hosted the 6-digit Asia Pacific Cup, there weren't a lot of signups, so it really heartens me to see a lot of people supporting the work that we do. And, you know, overall, as a host, it's very gratifying, I think, Philoxen, you can say as well, to see people support the amount of effort and reflect the amount of effort that you've poured your heart and soul into. Philoxen, I think you can say it better than I can as the main festival organizer.
Yeah, man, definitely. As someone who already hosted those 6EC pre-tournament events, I was super excited to do the same thing for 6WC. And oh boy, it was super hard, but it was super fun at the same time. I think we spent like 3 or 4 months like preparing everything for those festival events, and the outcome pleasant me a lot. And well, I'm really happy and I'm glad you all appreciated the events themselves. Some people even DM'd me that like, "Hey man, you're doing a cool job," and I'm really been having fun with those festival events from some of the players. So that really warmed my heart. Um, and yeah, I was happy to take part in 6WC, but for the festivals, that has been it, and we're gonna be finishing it because tomorrow is actually the qualifiers showcase at, I believe, 15 UTC. Am I right?
Yep, 1515 UTC
Ooh,
as
okay.
Project Hexagon special culture. Everyone tune in at 1515 UTC, 1515 UTC Monday to check out the first map pool showcase that we will be doing for the 6-digit World Cup. We have quite a few surprises in store for you guys. And I have been waiting so long to show you guys our qualifiers pool personally, and honestly, I'm just waiting to kickstart the entire main stage of the 6-digit World Cup. But, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are also interested in prediction stream, we will be hosting that on Saturday. More details will be dropped very soon. As well as the last contest that we will be having for the 6-digit World Cup. It is going to be the roster review contest. More details will be dropped later on if you guys are interested. So stay tuned. Check our announcement servers. We won't add everyone thing, don't worry. But if you guys are, try our host, if you guys are interested to support us and send us your roster reviews. We want to see them. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, Slopton, any last words for you to add?
Yeah, man, just kind words. Thank you everyone for watching, and thanks everyone for your support. We really appreciated that, and we're looking forward to the bigger show, aka the main stage itself, later into the tournament. So yeah, it's been a pleasure working with y'all, and I believe this is gonna be it.
Yep, that's right, Lawson. Thank you so much for being an absolute help during this entire festival season. And thank you guys once again for supporting the work we do, especially all of our donators. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, huge shout out to Mirage5 for being the ref and streamer for this broadcast team, as well as to Lawson, Aquatic, Starry, Brunan, and Wooden Pickaxe for being our lovely casters for the entirety of Apex Theater. It would not have been done with the incredible staff that we had in the broadcast team, including Ellen as well on the reffing. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Project Hexagon channel. This has been the 6WC Festival event team. My name has been Gammy Crayola. I've been your host, and we'll see you when the curtain opens once again. Bye bye!
Bye bye, guys.
Bye.